This evening, road traffic and suicide prevention bill passed in Parliament. Cameraman perishes amid a boat capsizing in the Pomeroon Rivers. Violence against women continues. Corentyne man hacks wife to death amid argument. In the region, U.S. midterms, inflation dominates Arizona political landscape, and internationally, Pakistan protests. Businesses say they are suffering due to unrest. Welcome to another broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The National Assembly on Monday passed the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2022 to promote and enforce safe driving. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlall emphasized the casual relationship between drunk driving and the high number of road fatalities, dubbing the bill as a timely lawmaking intervention to address a chronic problem. The bill introduced the offense of motor manslaughter, where a person causes the death of another by driving a motor vehicle while under the influence of a drink or drug, to such an extent as to be incapable of having proper control of the vehicle. It also provides penalties for causing grievous body harm while driving under the influence of alcohol or a drug. The bill also imposed harsher penalties for the offense of driving under the influence. Currently, the penalty is a fine between $30,000 to $60,000 or 12 years imprisonment. The amendment proposed no less than $200,000 for the first-time offenders and no less than $300,000 for repeated offenders. It also adds that persons convicted under this section will be disqualified from holding or obtaining a driver's license for 12 months. Moreover, the bill submits an increase in the fine to $200,000 for driving or attempting to drive while blood alcohol levels exceed the prescribed limit. The current law stipulates a penalty fine of $7,500. Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Vinay Prasad, supporting the bill, said it establishes the importance of assuming and acknowledging each person's responsibility on the roadways. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben underlined that for the first time in 16 years, Ghana had reported a 28.8% decrease in road fatalities in 2021, making the second reading and subsequent passing of the bill even more significant. A videographer from Charity Essequibo Coast lost his life when a boat carrying media professionals and communication staff from the Office of the President capsized in the Pomeroon River earlier today, Tuesday, November 8th. Dead is 48-year-old Trevor Patrick, a cameraman for some 15 years, who was mainly based in Essequibo Region 2. Director of Public Information Edward Lane told the newsroom that President Irfaan Ali was returning from the Lower Pomeroon, where he visited flood-affected communities and was heading to Charity. The boat flipped and capsized in the Pomeroon River. The boat that capsized was trailing behind the president and included Patrick, the president's communications officer, Danish Ramroop, and two of his cameramen, among others. It is not clear what caused the boat to flip, according to Lane, who noted that a nearby boat came to the rescue and managed to pull everyone from the water. Patrick, who was unresponsive, was rushed to the Charity Hospital where he was later pronounced dead. The president's team was flown to Georgetown where they will be medically examined. Lane said he was informed that Patrick worked as a freelancer. President Ali remains in Charity, where he is meeting with the victim's wife and other relatives. The police are investigating the cause of the accident. Stick around after the break. National Assembly approves suicide prevention bill, and Corentyne man hacks wife to death following an argument.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592 212-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, we mean spotless.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our stores, you're welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. However, Maison Francois is more than just chocolate. We serve lunch, dinner, afternoon tea, and even Sunday morning mimosa brunch. Our convenient location at 133 Thomas Street, Kitty, makes it the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. Treat yourself with the taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown. Only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. The Comprehensive and Transformational Suicide Prevention Bill 2022, tabled by the Ministry of Health, was passed on Monday in the National Assembly. The bill enacts the decriminalization of suicide in Guyana and marks a major step in the country's move to address mental health countrywide. The bill seeks to provide measures to fight the high number of occurrences of suicide that have pervaded Guyana's society for several years. It will see the provision of suicide prevention services and support to survivors of suicide, persons with suicidal ideation, and support for those who lost loved ones to suicide. It will also see the establishment of a National Suicide Prevention Commission, which will serve in an advisory position to the Minister of Human Services and Social Security regarding legislation and regulation surrounding suicide prevention and mental health support. The Commission will also be responsible for the preparation of a national suicide prevention plan, the planning, design, and implementation of public programs to reduce suicides and suicide attempts in the country, sensitization and awareness training on suicide and suicide prevention, and the establishment of suicide prevention centers across Guyana. Presenting the bill to the National Assembly, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony highlighted that the bill places importance on psychological support for survivors of suicide attempts, as well as those suffering from mental health issues that often go unnoticed. He said the Health Ministry will address the issue by providing mental health support for persons at high risk of suicide and training primary healthcare providers to identify the report signs of mental issues such as depression. He said this would enable those persons to receive critical assistance and thereby reduce the risk of them attempting or succeeding in committing suicide. The bill will address the mental health promotion and care across several institutions through government collaboration and cooperation. It will also see schools, employers, and families benefiting from education and awareness campaigns to prevent suicide and suicide attempts. Policies to punish persons who may play a role in enabling a person to commit or attempt suicide are included in the bill as well. Ranks of the Ghana Police Force are investigating the alleged chopping to death of a 30-year-old housewife at Bloomfield New Scheme Corentyne Berbice on Sunday, November 6th. The dead woman has been identified as Uma Devi Veersamy, who succumbed hours after being chopped by her reputed husband Mahendra Paltu following an argument. When the police arrested Paltu, he told investigators that Veersamy was making up the bed for their child when she slipped, fell on a cutlass, and received a cut to her right foot. He further told investigators that he helped Veersamy dress her wound and she went to bed. However, around 4:40 a.m. on Monday, he allegedly went to check on the woman and realized that she was not breathing. However, after further investigations, the man confessed to the authorities that around 7 p.m., an argument erupted between him and Veersamy after he began imbibing alcohol. Paltu told police that Veersamy accused him of being unfaithful. It was that accusation that reportedly started the argument, and according to Paltu, Veersamy pushed him and he armed himself with a cutlass and proceeded to chop her on several parts of her body. She sustained chop wounds to her right ankle, under her left eye, and other parts of her body. However, she was not taken to the hospital. Hours later, she succumbed. The murder accused, Mahendra Paltu, has since confessed to the crime and is in police custody assisting with the investigation. Don't go away after the break. U.S. midterm inflation dominates Arizona political landscape and Pakistan protests. Businesses say they are suffering due to unrest.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, we mean spotless.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and door is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head no good? Why you buy? Look, let me show you the light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash away your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. With just hours to go before votes are cast, polls show that the economy is a top concern for people heading to the ballot boxes. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports from the swinging state of Arizona, where many Americans are struggling with rising inflation.
In Tucson, Arizona, inflation has made father of two Justin Little's grocery shopping a lot more complicated.
Whenever we plan our meals, we usually unfortunately go to the meat first to see what's on sale, and then just kind of have to build from there. So it always kind of depends on what is affordable at that time. It depends on what you eat. You get to that point where you feel like you have no choice but to go to the grocery store and curse later.
Inflation is running at an annual rate of 8.2% nationwide, and even worse here in Arizona, where in some cities the rate is 13%. It's not just about food.
Especially with gas prices, it's crazy. I used to fill up my tank with like $20. Now it's $40.
Senior citizen Lanny Betts, who lives on a fixed income, is tightening his belt, literally.
When it comes to food, we're doing all right. Losing a little bit of weight, so that's a positive thing to look at.
Inflation is dominating the political landscape in the days leading up to Election Day, with Republican candidates hammering their Democratic opponents, claiming they are to blame for the price of food, fuel, and the cost of renting a home. Polls consistently show that inflation and the state of the economy is the number one concern of voters all across the country. The high cost of living is likely to be the issue that determines the outcome of the midterm elections. Analysts say inflation worries are hurting Democrats in swing states like Arizona.
I think inflation nationally is a huge issue for voters. And if you're a senior citizen living on a fixed income, watching your rent go up, or watching your grocery bill go up, watching your gas bill go up, that's something you're definitely going to think about when you get your ballot and you fill it out.
Americans' political future could hinge, at least in part, on something as mundane as the price of peanut butter. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Tucson, Arizona.
Internationally, Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has called for more rallies to force the government to call an early elections before resuming his march on Islamabad in coming weeks. Al Jazeera's Zain Basharabi reports.
After being voted out of office, Imran Khan founded a protest movement he branded a revolution, an out-of-season re-election campaign, now in its 8th month. Seemingly indifferent to people struggling with a broken economy, apparently unflinching in the face of devastating floods, and undeterred even by attempted assassination. His popularity seems bulletproof, but his critics may be growing in number. Nasim Zakir grew up on these streets. He's been painting signs for local businesses for decades. He can't hear or speak. But there is no mistaking what he thinks of the former prime minister. You don't need to understand sign language to know he is not a fan. Khan started out strong in politics, Nasim says, but he's lost his way.
There is no shortage of Imran Khan supporters wherever you go in the country, but in Pakistan's marketplaces you will find his critics who say that endless protests and countless rallies are bad for business.
Disruption and chaos in pursuit of political comeback. Some Lahoris say it isn't helping anyone but Khan himself.
He's like a monkey with a matchstick. Whether he wants to set someone on fire or set the whole jungle on fire, it's up to him. The nation is proud of him, but as far as politics go, everyone is just worried about their personal interests. Politicians should work together for the country, not just themselves.
Imran Khan is a good guy, but right now he's just trying to take advantage of the situation. The country is going downhill, but every politician is worried about themselves. These long marches, these rallies, no one is worried about the people, and the cost of living keeps rising.
For as long as they've had a country, working-class Pakistanis say they've been beaten down by divisive politics. The poor are getting poorer, and the mood on the street is leaders, political and military, don't care, putting themselves or their party before country. For Lahore's business owners, the numbers don't lie. The only path to lasting political success, they say, is the economy. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera, Lahore.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now to your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.